Alright, this diagram is a pretty good description of what the heart is in a very simplistic version. So what you have is the heart. You have your right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, and those are the four chambers of the heart. And then you think of the heart as a big pump, which then goes to the lungs, which we've simplified down here, and then back around from the lungs, and then into the body, all the many different systems of the body.
Alright, so you have the heart and the right ventricle. So the blood leaves the right ventricle through the pulmonary trunk, as we see here. The pulmonary trunk divides into the left and right pulmonary arteries, called arteries because they're leaving the heart. So the blood leaving the right ventricle is unoxygenated, and we put it in blue because that's unoxygenated blood is blue. And then it enters the lungs right here, and you have the simplistic lungs that we've stated already, and it goes into the right lung. So in the lungs, the blood is oxygenated, and you see it's kind of a mixture of the red, and this is not very purplish, but it's a mixture of the blue and the red blood. It's deoxygenated and oxygenated. So after the blood leaves the left lung, it goes into the pulmonary veins left and right. It's kind of this is a simplistic drawing of the veins as well, because there's not just two veins as it shows here, there's many veins, and for simplicity's sake we're just keeping it with the left and right. And it's veins because, of course, it's leading back to the heart. So after the blood comes from the left lung and enters back into the left atrium, it goes on to the rest of the body.
The second part of the circulatory system is called the systemic system. In the systemic system, oxygenated blood from your left aorta drains down into your left ventricle. This oxygenated blood then travels through your aorta to your body. Normally, in the body, your aorta branch has many different branches that allows blood to flow to the tissues and organs of your body. But for this diagram, just to make it simple, we showed it as one tube. Now, also know that when I say body, I'm using body as a very vague term. This oxygenated blood travels to all the different parts of your body, such as your brain, your liver, your kidney, your bones, any tissue or organ you can think of. After all the oxygen in your blood is used up by the parts of your body, the deoxygenated blood then travels through two veins back to the right atrium of your heart. These two veins are called your inferior and your superior vena cava.
Now, this obviously isn't a very great anatomical rendering of the heart and the blood flow, but it's a very simplistic version of how it travels, from the ventricles, atriums, throughout the body, gets oxygen to it, and then back through. It's called a double loop because you see it goes from here all the way back around and then makes another loop. And it's a continuous cycle that runs throughout your body.